come on. Theatre of dreams, more like theatre of cockneys. Oh, if there's one fixture in the whole Premier League list every year, season upon season, I look out for, it's Man United, because I absolutely hate them. Is anyone else the same? The Mackems are irrelevant now, so the second team that I absolutely despise just under them is, of course, Man United. I'd love to think we're going to get something tomorrow, but I don't think we're going to. It just looks too much. After Monday's performance, I was feeling a little bit more optimistic. After Southampton, after Everton, after a bit of an improvement against Crystal Palace, although we lost, we've pressed a little bit higher. We've been better with the ball, better without the ball. But back to the usual ways on Monday. Fear, I think, came into the thing on Chelsea in Stamford Bridge. I know I was reading Lascelles has apparently went ballistic at half-time in Stamford Bridge and said we weren't good enough in that first half. Well, he's right. But he's one of the ones that wasn't good enough as well. So, you know, it's nice to hear there might be a bit of passion still in the dressing room, though. You never know, but I'm going to focus on the positives. I'm going to keep a bit of blind optimism. And we all know, following Newcastle United, no matter how bad we've been, you just never know when we can pick up a result. Team news. Apparently Fernandes is back, which is brilliant. He's been massively missing for us, in my opinion. He's one of our most underrated players. Solid performer every week. I think him and Hayden, I know I bang on about Hayden quite a lot, but I think I would put them in the same sort of category. You know what you're getting with them. They're going to give 100% on the field. They've got that leadership quality, and you don't really see much of a foot wrong from either of them. So it's great to hear that Fernandes might be back. If he is fit, even if he's 85% fit, I would throw him straight into the team, especially after the mistakes we made on Monday. I think generally Brucey Ball, he'll probably go for the same setup as what he did on Monday. You know what he's like. If he sees a little bit of positivity with the formation that he chooses, he doesn't tend to really tailor the formation to who we play in. He just goes for it. Again, tactical dinosaur in my opinion, which is why he does that. It doesn't really work to keep the same formation, the same tactics against every single side in the Premier League. But we'll probably see a 4-3-3. There isn't really too much team news different, I think, from Monday and Chelsea, apart from Fernandes, from what I understand. I think Dummett might be floating around. He might be brought in. Again, is there an argument that Dummett should maybe come in over Lewis? I know Lewis has got pace moving forward, but I touched on it in the last video. Is he ever going to have a good game for us? And Man United, as much as it pains me to say it, have got some great attacking players, whether it's their forward line, whether it's their midfielders. Is Lewis going to be able to cope? I know Dummett is a little bit like Marmite for a lot of Newcastle fans, but you can guarantee one thing, defensively, he's normally pretty sound. He's terrible going forward. He's generally a hoofer of the ball, very much an old-fashioned sort of Mike Williamson defender. But he's a bit more solid than Lewis, and there'll be a bit more aggression from him, which is something I'm still wanting to see from Lewis. So I wouldn't overly be against the idea of Dummett coming in, but we do lack a little bit on that left-hand side going forward if we are in an attacking position. And we all know how important attacking fullbacks are in the modern game. That's all the team news I'm aware of. Another big debate for Sunday, and I know a lot of Newcastle fans are getting sick of it. Do we go Dubravka or do we go Darlow? Now, I've been a little bit on the fence with this one, I think. I've read all the stuff on Facebook. I've read the opinions on Instagram. My personal opinion, if you'd gone back a month, was that Darlow deserved to be in the team. He looked very solid. We would probably be bottom of the league without him. He has had the most shots probably out of any other goalkeeper. I think it's him and the West Brom keeper Johnston who've had the most, obviously because of our league position and how bad we've been. But it's getting to the point now, would I go Dubravka? Does Dubravka come back into the team? I think I would put him back in. And I say that with a heavy heart because Darlow's done such a good job since he unexpectedly came in. But I think Dubravka has better organisation. I think he's louder. I think he commands his box a little bit more. And, we are still allowed to criticise Darlow, which I think I've seen on social media. Anyone saying anything negative about him, about shots he maybe should have done better with, has had people jump down the throats and say, well, he's done so well for us. Footballers are not immune from criticism. And I think there's a lot of goals in the last 2 or 3 weeks that Darlow could have done better with. And I think Dubravka, he's proved over the years, yes, he's error prone, maybe like one error every 9 games. I think sort of became a bit of a weird stat for him. I remember the one at our first game at Wembley, playing against Tottenham. He made one. He's had a couple of howlers here and there. But I think generally, overall, he's been solid since he's came in. And I think to put him in against Man United for his first game back after injury, I think he'd have a point to prove. And if there's one thing we need if we're going to get a result somewhere like Man U, is we need our defenders. We need luck, first and foremost. Always need luck to go to like somewhere like Old Trafford and get a result. We need goalkeeper to be on absolute form. And I'm not saying Darlow's not capable, but I think Dubravka coming in with a point to prove could be that performance that we need. So for me, it's Dubravka. Please let us know in the comments which way you sway. And I know it's caused a hell of a lot of debate. And sorry to Darlow, but I'm going to go with Dubravka in my opinion. For me, I think Shelvey needs to be dropped. Yes, on paper, as the pundits always say, and as I've probably once said, Shelvey is the one player in our midfield who is capable of doing things that probably not many players in the Premier League can do, or the world, in terms of picking out a pass from 40 yards that no one else has even seen. But how long are we going to keep on saying that till Shelvey actually puts in a good performance? For me, there are so many more factors that Shelvey doesn't have in his game that are more important in our current circumstances. First and foremost, his laziness. Oh, the amount of times I see Shelvey strolling around the field like he's on his holidays in Tenerife is ridiculous. You don't get that 100%. I think when it comes to the defensive side, tracking, you've got to remember who Shelvey will be playing against on Sunday. Bruno Fernandes, one of the most informed players in the Premier League, if not in the world. McTominay, if he plays the likes of him and Fred, they are going to be all over Shelvey from a defensive point of view. And I just don't think he's capable. He always gets a stupid yellow card. And if anyone disagrees with me, let me know. But I cannot remember the last time I came away from a Newcastle match and thought, do you know what? Shelvey's played absolutely brilliantly there. There's the Shelvey that we all know. I will hold my hand up and admit I was one of the people who was frustrated as hell when Southgate didn't pick him for the Euros a couple of years back. He just had a great season under Benitez and it was a travesty. Fast forward 2 or 3 years now, and I'm just seeing a player that's not offering very much. His set pieces aren't even that great. If that was a reason to keep him in the team, I'd say fantastic. But I think we need legs in there. Score predictions for me, I'm going to go... I hate to be the negative fan, but I've also got to be realistic. And, you know, even a good Newcastle team, we don't often go to Old Trafford and pick up a result. When I've been more optimistic because we've been playing better. So I'm going to go for 3-1 to Man United, unfortunately. I think we will get on the score sheet, even whether it's from a set piece, whether it's De Gea making another inevitable mistake, because we need to get some shots on goal at him. He's looking terribly, he has done for a year or so now. But yeah, I'm going to go for a Man United win. There's other games for us to focus on, but we are in a relegation battle, and I'm going to keep your fingers and toes crossed Fulham don't get a result on Saturday night to put us really under the cosh. I am going to see what my Labrador Alfie predicts. So I'm going to try and go off like the octopus vibes at the World Cups and the Euros. I'm going to see whether he goes for Man United or Newcastle. So let's see what he picks. Who's going to win? Go on then. Well, there you have it. Alfie the Toon fan's gone for a Newcastle win. He's obviously optimistic. If you've liked this video, please like and subscribe. You can also get me on Instagram under Black and White Banter. I've just set up that page. I'm going to be doing a lot more regular updates on there as well. So please get me on Instagram and yeah.